so strongly was destiny through the depths of your essence, but it's in your head. And it's like people outside of your head try and tell you how you gotta be, and to deter you from showing up authentically. You catch yourself starting to believe the shit, like blah blah blah.
Hey y'all, welcome to Aniyah's Notes. I am your host, AniyahJelisa. Welcome in if you're new, welcome back if you're subscribed. For those of you who don't know me, I am a tarot reader. I'm also an artist. I have been doing tarot for 6 years now. I combine spirituality, art, authenticity, all that good stuff. That's what this channel is about. All right, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. You guys can find information about me and how to book down below in the description box. You can also find the timestamps down below in the description box. And today we're going to be looking into the compliments that you receive behind your back. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Go ahead and choose your photo and then meet me at your reading. Hey Pile 1, welcome to your reading. So today y'all, we're going to be looking into the compliments that you receive behind your back. I have not done this topic on my channel, I don't think. So yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into that. If you want to book a personal with me, send me a tip, I don't know, a gift, all that, you can find the information down below in the description box. Thank you so much in advance. Thank you all for the likes, the comments, the subscribes. I appreciate the engagement and the energy. All right, so let's go ahead and get straight into it, y'all. Today I'm not going to be channeling from images because I didn't make a thumbnail. So we're going to just do straight tarot and oracles. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Spirit, what compliments are Pile 1 receiving behind their back? What are the compliments that Pile 1 receives behind their back? First of all, I'm hearing that you don't take no shit. All right, people might find you to be like a little bit abrasive or like annoying, because I feel like you have strong boundaries. And even though they might find it to be annoying, especially if these are people who are not used to being held accountable, or they're used to surrounding themselves with people who enable them, they might find it to be a bit annoying, but they also respect it. People definitely might not always like you, but they respect you for sure. Okay. Ooh. Let's see, Spirit, what are the compliments that Pile 1 received behind their back? We have the Sun. Okay, period. People feel like you come across to be very confident and kind and warm when you're not pissed off. I will say that. Okay, we have the 10 of Wands. Let me keep going up before I get into anything else. Let's get the full story. We have the 8 of Swords. Spirit, what are the compliments that Pile 1 receives behind their back? We have the Star. And last but not least, we have the 4 of Swords. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. Pile 1, the compliments that you receive behind your back is that you're very self-aware. You're very self-aware. People could say that you are mature for your age, especially. People feel like with the 8 of Swords here and the 10 of Wands, people feel like you have been thrown some unfortunate circumstances in life. And I'm not going to get into specifics because it's going to be different for everybody, but take it how it resonates. You know what you've been through. People, whether you have just literally told people your story and about things that you've been through, or if they have like seen certain things that you've experienced, or like you might have said something that alluded to the fact that you've experienced something negative or traumatic or limiting in some kind of way or burdensome. People feel like despite that, you are still positive. You're still warm. And that's not to say that you don't show any anger or emotion, because I feel like you do have your moments. Like I said in the beginning, people feel like you don't take any shit. So there has definitely been moments where you have had to check somebody, or you have had to set boundaries with somebody, or you might even cut somebody out. You know, people have seen you upset. It's not to say that people think that you're just happy-go-lucky 24/7, but they feel like you overcome. They feel like if you are pissed off about something, you're going to get over it pretty quickly. And not in a way of like, they don't need to care that you're upset because you're going to get over it. You are still going to, again, set the boundaries that need to be set, or, cut people off if need be. But they just feel like you're able to transmute energy. That's what it is. People are not necessarily saying it in those literal words, but people are complimenting you on your ability to transmute energy. They're complimenting you on your ability to overcome hardship and overcome circumstances, and specifically still be happy in life. Again, even if you're angry in the moment, you're not angry in life. You're not miserable. Like, that's what this is. You guys could have prominent Leo placements in your chart. I have a Leo rising, and like one of the things that I always hear astrologers say is like, you know, the thing about a Leo rising is that you can't really pin them. Or really Leo placement, like prominent Leo placements in general, is that, you know, when these people experience something, they're ruled by the sun. Especially if you're a Leo rising and like the sun is literally your chart ruler. It's like there's just this fire that nobody can ever burn out. There's this fire that despite what life throws at you, it just will not go out because the sun is your chart ruler. Like, you know, you just have that energy, you have that brightness, that warmth, that light. Leo also rules the heart. So it's like, it's very difficult for a Leo person, like somebody with prominent Leo placements, to become bitter. Like if they're angry, they're going to express their anger, but it's not going to be long lasting just due to that planetary influence. And so even if you guys don't have Leo in your chart, you still have that spirit about you where people feel like, damn, like nothing could just ever get them down. I also get the vibes that, again, when I'm saying that some people might not always like you, but they respect you, I feel like people even like you who have tried to dim your light before, or who have tried to bully you, or who have tried to evoke negative emotions out of you, or tried to piss you off. Like they might have noticed, okay, yeah, I was able to piss Pal one off a little bit, but they got over it quicker than I thought they would. Or they just blocked me and then continued on being happy. And I thought I was going to make them depressed. And I thought I was going to make them stop eating and want to throw up and off themselves. And really, they seemed like they didn't even really give a fuck in the long run. They might have been mad that day, but in the long run, they don't even seem like they give a shit. They don't even seem like you would have thought I never even did nothing to them. And so it's like, then people end up respecting that about you. They end up respecting the fact that you just can't be, your light can't be taken out. You can't be dimmed. You can't be made to be bitter. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like you're somebody who naturally has the ability to get yourself out of ruts, okay? Also with this Aquarius energy, I'm getting the vibes that people could be complimenting you on the fact that you're popular, but you're popular because you're different. So you might be somebody who attracts a lot of eyes, a lot of attention, but it's not because you're just following trends, or you're just trying to follow the algorithm, or you're just trying to do what's popular in order to be seen as popular. You actually do your own thing. And that is what makes you popular, because you end up being a topic of discussion based on your oddities or your weirdness. Like, for example, if everybody around you is, you know, rocking the clean girl aesthetic, or like the Instagram baddie bust down aesthetic, but you have a whole nother aesthetic, like you might be emo, or you might be like super like hippie nature girl, like, you know, neo soul type of eyes, or you might be what is it, like the cottage core, like you might just have a whole different kind of style, like a just hyper feminine style, something that's different, to where it's like people are talking, you're popular because you are dressed different than everybody else, and they're all like catching, you know, you're catching everybody's eye, and it's like, oh, look at what Pal One is wearing, or Pal One always has on different cool outfits, or this could be down to your music taste, like you could always be putting people on to new music, new food, new restaurants, new experiences. You could have hobbies that are different from those around you, and so, you know, you could be like around people who are all into STEM, but you're like the art major, you get what I'm saying, or vice versa. So there's like this energy about you that is different. You stand out because of your differences, and people appreciate your differences as well. I'm also getting the vibe that you are very confident in yourself too. So sometimes people might try to nag you or might try to bully you, and you just don't give a fuck. Like, you might either blatantly call them out, you might roast them back and end up saying something meaner than they said to you, or you just really ignore it and don't care. People overall are complimenting your confidence. They're complimenting how different you are. They're complimenting how strong you are and who you are. They're complimenting your bubbliness, your energy, your warmth. Okay, people definitely feel like when you're around, the energy is lighter. But as long as you're happy, people feel like you definitely do wear your emotions on your sleeve, and people can tell when you're mad. People can tell when you're upset, and they don't like it. They don't like it because even if they know that you're not trying to be mean to them, or you're not trying to kill the vibes, your energy is just very potent in that way. Like, it just is, you know, so you can't really help it. But when you are in a good mood, and when you are expressing that happiness, that bubbliness, people really gravitate towards that, and people really like it. I also get the vibes here with the Ace of Wands that people compliment you on how inspirational you are. You could be somebody who, especially with this Aquarius energy, you could be somebody who is unconventional, or who does things your own way. You could be you know, trailblazing a new path, or being ahead of the wave in a lot of things. You could be a trendsetter in different ways, and people are complimenting you, saying that you're inspiring. They're inspired by the fact that you don't follow the status quo, or they're inspired by the fact that you are confident in being different. You inspire people to express their own authenticity. You inspire people to express their own sense of alternativeness, and not to just group themselves in with what they think is going to get them perceived well, or what's going to make them popular. Like, people feel like you are very comfortable being yourself and they find that to be inspiring. I also am getting here with the Four of Swords that people are complimenting you on your ability to know when to quit and to know when to rest, to know when to stop. You could have a good discernment and you could be the kind of person who knows when to get up out of there. And I'm meaning it in different ways. So for example, this could be something where you're dating somebody and let's say this person's a player or they have a roster or whatever. You might be the one person on their roster who knows when to get out of there and who doesn't take them serious, who doesn't get emotionally attached to them. You see them for exactly who they are, and it's like, okay, well, if you want to be a player or whatever, I'm gonna just use you for fun. And, we're just gonna go out, we're gonna have a good time, you're gonna pay. And, I'm not gonna actually be with you though. I'm not gonna actually date you. I'm not gonna actually allow myself to catch feelings for you because I know what kind of person you are. And I know that you just are gonna hurt me, or you're not gonna be able to, match my level of emotional intelligence, or you're not as kind as I am, or you're just a liar, or whatever the case may be. And you know how to compartmentalize people and get up out of there. This could also be your discernment when it comes to just parties and social gatherings. Maybe you just can tell when the vibes are off and it's time to go home, whether it's like an actual safety risk about to happen. Maybe you get that feeling where it's like, I don't know, I feel like we should leave, and then right after you leave something pops off. Or it could just be an energy thing where it's like, I feel like this is dead, or I feel like this is not the vibes. And you don't wait for everybody else to leave. You leave on your own. And then after you leave, everybody else realizes like, yeah, this party is dead. Like, I see why Paul one left when we should leave too. Like, you kind of, again, you're a trendsetter in different ways. Like, it could come down to like, more material things, like the way that you dress. But I'm also getting like on a spiritual level, you're inspiring because you make, this is so interesting, you make spirituality look cool. You make discernment look cool. You make self-awareness look cool. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, and stick with me now, I'm not trying to be rude, I'm just being honest. I am a spiritual person. Obviously, I am a tarot reader. I have had my phase. If those of y'all who know who I am, I've been on the internet for a long time, and I've had a lot of different rebrands, a lot of different cycles. Hey, you might have seen me in a whole nother energy before on the internet, right? People who know me from my Brown Mystic era, that is when I first started doing tarot, and that was what my channel and my business was called, the Brown Mystic. I'm the Brown Mystic. I don't go by that anymore, but that was my tag name at the time. And when I was in that phase of life, that's when I had just got into spirituality, and I was constantly doing the beads and the head wraps, and I was vegan, and I was very judgmental, and I was very self-righteous. And looking back, it was very much giving baby spiritualists who thinks they know everything because they just discovered how to meditate. Like, it was very much giving that. And now that I have grown, I've matured, I've evolved out of that, I'm able to see that in other people that I meet, especially in spiritual spaces. And it's boring. I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes it comes across as boring. Sometimes it comes across lame. Sometimes it comes across like you're trying too hard. It gives, oh my God, girl, okay, like, we can't have no fun now because you discovered spirituality. Like, everything got to be super uptight, or everything has to be this, or now you can only dress a certain way. I stopped wearing makeup, child. It was, knowing I've been into makeup and beauty, and I've been girly as fuck my whole life. You know what I'm saying? It was just like that kind of vibes. And I personally noticed that the people that I was attracting at that time were very similar to me. And that's when I realized, I'm acting like this to thus attract these kinds of people who are also very self-righteous, very judgmental, all that kind of shit. And so I eventually distanced myself from that and came back into who I actually am. And I don't have to wear my spirituality as an outfit anymore, or tote it around as like a judging thing anymore, because I know who I am. It's just within me, it doesn't have to become my personality anymore because it's just in me, right? It don't have to be on me. And so I say that to say that people feel that same way about you. They feel like, some people who are spiritual, or who maybe you're vegan, I don't know. They feel like some people who are spiritual, or who are vegan, or who are more self-aware, or who are tapped in, just come across like with this repellent energy that makes people not want to be around them because they feel judged, or they feel like the person is just very self-righteous or almost narcissistic. Because a lot of spiritual people go through a phase of narcissism as well, okay? And they just feel like you're not like that. They feel like you're on the other side, where it's like, it's in you, it's not on you. You're not out here trying to convince people to be like you. You're not out here shaming people for their behaviors and for their actions, or for what they eat, or for what they wear. You're not out here trying to change anybody, or trying to, make it your mission to wake everybody up. Like, you just chilling. And, when people see how you live your life, they become curious. And when they ask questions, you have answers, and it's inspiring, and it makes them want to think deeper. It makes them want to connect with their consciousness. It makes them want to meditate. Or maybe sometimes people just come to you seeking advice, and maybe they're dealing with anxiety or depression or stress, and you might offer them some advice that's rooted in your spirituality. But again, you're not forcing it. You're just saying, well, hey, I've been there before too, and this is what I did, or this is what I do. And people are like, very receptive to the information that you share and to the advice that you give. Okay, Pile 1. So yeah, people, what compliments that you get is like, you're very cool. Like, people feel like you're a cool, unique, hippie, spiritual, creative kind of person. Like, they feel like you're naturally really cool. Like, I feel like people think you're cool. That's like the term that I keep coming through. People feel like you're a trendsetter. People feel like you're really cool. And they feel like this is just who you are too. It's not really like you're trying to be this. This just you know? So let's go ahead and pull a couple of oracle cards. If you're enjoying the reading so far, definitely go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you can join the team and catch this vibe, all right? Next, we have Anchor with stability, okay? Let's see, I want to get 2 more. Whoa, we have Smiley Face with joy. All right, this card definitely gives me Leo energy as well. You guys could obviously have prominent Leo or Aquarius placements. You don't have to. I wouldn't be surprised. And then we have Butterfly with metamorphosis. And what is this? Angel numbers with confirmation. So yeah, it's like you show your spirituality just in your day-to-day, just how you live. It's not something like overtly like doing the most. Like, I just get that vibe from you. I also get with the metamorphosis, you could have also, maybe that's why I needed to tell that story. Maybe you've also have been through a lot of rebrands and people have seen you change a lot. People feel like you are an alchemist. People feel like you know how to transmute energy. They feel like you know how to evolve. Like, you're not afraid of changing yourself. You're not afraid to evolve, especially in the pursuit of more stability and more joy. I feel like people feel like you don't really care about that much in life except for what really matters. People feel like you care about yourself, that you care about your own personal happiness, you care about your personal stability, your finances, and they feel like you care about your passions and the people that you care about. Other than that, they don't feel like you really care about much. And so there's this like this light energy that you have, like with the butterfly. You know, butterflies are very light and they can fly, and it's like you're not really tied down to much. People see you as somebody who is very adventurous as well with this Ace of Wands. People feel like you're adventurous and you're not afraid of change. You're not afraid to take risks and to try something new and to put yourself out there. And they feel like that's also what leads to the stability that you have and the fact that you're so happy within yourself, because you're not afraid to be judged. You're not afraid to be misunderstood. You're not afraid to just experience different things that a lot of people might shy away from or run from. Okay. Also with the angel numbers, people feel like, again, they feel like you're spiritual. They feel like you're spiritually protected. They feel like you have some type of just a Midas touch to you, or like you're God's favorite or something. Okay. So the compliments that you receive are really about who you are as a person and how just like transformative you are, how happy you are, how you also don't take no shit though. You don't play. You have strong boundaries, but you're really fun and you're really friendly. When you want to be, and you're spiritual, you're eccentric, you're cool, you're alternative, you're wise, you're creative. Like, you're just all these things, okay? Like, it's making me think about crazy, sexy, cool. And I'm trying to ignore the sirens, but maybe they're here for confirmation to just confirm everything I'm saying. Like, we do have the angel number confirmation. But yeah, that's what I have for you, Pile 1. If you're from Pile 1, comment crazy, sexy, cool, because that's how people feel like you are. I have one of my oracle cards says crazy, sexy, cool, and I was just watching it, reading, and that's why I'm thinking about that. But yeah, so go ahead and definitely give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this reading. Also subscribe to the channel so that you can join the team and catch this vibe. Other than that, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Hey y'all, welcome in Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Welcome to Aniya's notes. So today we're going to be looking into the compliments that you receive behind your back. All right, so today I'm going to be doing tarot cards and oracle, no channel images because I did not make a thumbnail yet. All right, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. If you would like to book with me or find information more about me, you can find that down below in the description box on my website. Other than that, let's jump straight into it. All right, so Spirit, what are the compliments that Pile 2 receives behind their back? What compliments does Pile 2 receive behind their back? What compliments does Pile 2 receive behind their back? The first thing I'm hearing is some people are saying that you're not their type, but they still like you. Like, you're the exception to their rule. And I know that that's not typically considered a compliment, because usually those things are rooted in like colorism and fat phobia, and it's just like, bitch, shut the fuck up. That's not a compliment. But I'm just saying, that is what some people are thinking, okay? They're thinking that you're the exception to whatever they like is, you know? Like, they don't typically like people who look like you, but you just, something about you is just different, and, you know, yeah, you know, do with that what you will. But let's go ahead and get some tarot. All right, so first we have the 5 of Pentacles. Let's see. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Page of Cups. And one more card, please, Spirit. We have the Six of Wands. Let's see. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune and Strength. I'm not really doing reversals lately. I don't know why, but yeah. Wheel of Fortune and Strength. Pile 2, people are complimenting you on your ideas. People feel like you have great ideas. They actually are like, yeah. Like Pile 2, you have really good ideas. Specifically around like how to change your lifestyle. So Pile 2, I feel like you could be somebody with like a rags to riches story, or like somebody who just comes from lack. Like maybe you grew up in lack, like materially, but it's like there's something here about your mind and like the way that you are able to hustle and use things to your advantage in order to put yourself into a better space, a space where you are more emotionally fulfilled and you have more of what you need. Okay, so I'm not saying that you're actually like going from rags to literal riches, but it's like the life that you live now is very far from where you came from. And I'm specifically getting in regards, especially to like your emotional stability. Like, so maybe you come from like a very dysfunctional family and you had to cut off your family. And people are complimenting you on your ability to do that. People might be also complimenting you on your ability. Some of you guys maybe have immigrated to different countries. Maybe your home country was, there was a lot going on in your home country and you immigrated to another country. People could be complimenting you on that, complimenting you on your ability to move forward with something like that, okay? You could also be somebody who just travels a lot or takes trips. Or you could be somebody who's pursuing higher education, or who did in the past pursue higher education, and now you already have your degree or your certification or whatever. There's like this vibe that people feel like you have picked yourself up by the bootstraps. And that's not to say that you did this all by yourself and that you never had help or anything, but it's like this vibe that people feel like meeting you now is very different than who you were at a much younger age. Or it's like this idea of like you like now present day you come across as somebody who might have never been through anything, but then it's like once they hear your story or once they see where you're from, it's like, oh, this person actually worked their ass off to get to where they are, or they were very innovative and they use their creative mind in order to create a new life for themselves. Okay, you could have had like a really strong rebrand in your life at some point, so where it's like, yeah, like the version of you that exists present day is very different from like a past version of you. And I feel like the version of you that exists today was always within that past version of you. But it's just like, again, like I feel like you were dealing with circumstances that made it very difficult for you to express that part of yourself. And so you had to like maneuver your way out of those types of spaces and out of those mindsets and habits in order to like create a whole new self-concept for yourself. And people are complimenting that. People are complimenting the new you, especially people who knew you like from your youth or like as a child or something like that. People are complimenting the new you. Okay, you could also have like a lot of newfound success or popularity in one avenue or another. Okay, this could be something like you having a business and your business doing very well, or this could just be like people like you expanding your network and you just happen like you having a lot of connections, a lot of friends, a lot of business partners, like you always knowing somebody who knows somebody, With the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck, people are complimenting your time management as well. That's like very specific, but yeah, people are complimenting your time management because I feel like you come across as very hardworking, but it's not always that you're like working super hard, but it's just like you know how to use your tools that you have to your advantage. This is really giving me the magician energy, because y'all know the magician in tarot, he uses all of the elements, and so there's like this vibe that like you just really know how to make lemons out of, like, you know how to make lemonade out of lemons. Like, you know how to make the best out of what you're handed in life. I think also part of this does come from the fact that maybe you experience lack. I just saw 555 on the timer. That could be a significant number for you guys. But, or on the clock. But anyways, what was I going to say? That just threw me off though. I was talking about alchemy and like the elements and, oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Especially for those of you who do come from like, lack or like a low income family or a country that was like going through something, this is actually a huge part of why you're so resourceful, because I feel like growing up you had to use what you could, or you have experienced a lot of moments of being in lack where you literally did not have the resources to make the route easy, so you had to find alternative ways or use what you had available to you in order to make something shake, or in order to find answers to your problems. And it actually has given you this like great skill of resourcefulness and critical thinking and problem solving. Okay, also time management, that's what I was getting through as well. People are complimenting your time management. They're complimenting how you and them have the same 24 hours in a day, but you always seem to make more progress than them. Like, I'm getting the vibes that, like, if you see somebody at the beginning of the year and they have, like, you guys talk about your goals together, they'll see you at the end of the year and you will have completed everything on your list. Or even if you didn't complete everything on your list, there are still like visible significant changes and improvements in your life, whereas they might still feel like they're in the same place. And it's like, damn, we had the same year, but I might have been bullshitting, or I might have been procrastinating, or I was doing this and doing that. Whereas pile 2, you guys maybe were drawn to pile 1, I don't know. But you guys, pile 2 is like, I look up and they done like changed their whole life around. Their life looks like it's done a complete 180, or like they've just grown significantly. And I feel like it hasn't even been that much time passed. That could be something too. People might feel like complimenting you on how fast you grow. That's what I'm getting with in terms of the time management. Like, people feel like you grow really fast because you know how to use your time. You're not somebody who like just fucks off, basically. Like, I feel like you're somebody who might have a schedule, you might keep to-do lists, you might be very goal oriented, and like you might actually take plans to finish your goals. I recently learned about this time management method called the Pomodoro method, or the Pomodoro technique, where you pretty much focus for 25 minutes and then you take a 5-minute break, and then you do that 3 times, and then for the last round you do 25 minutes of focus and then you take like a 20 to 30 minute break. I recently learned about that, and like I wouldn't be shocked if somebody in this group already knows about that, or you all have like a certain technique that you use to like focus on tasks and get things done. There's just this vibe here that you're very focused, but it's like, it does have to do with your money. Like, it does, you are gaining money through this, but it's also like, it's more of like a mentality, like an emotional state that you are able to exist in because of your focus. It's like, even if you don't have all the money in the world yet, even if you're not rich yet, again, you're very resourceful and you know how to manage your time. You know how to still live the lifestyle that you want to live within the means that you have to do it. And you're able to find happiness and like joy and fulfillment in that. Okay, with the Page of Cups, I feel like people are also complimenting you on your whimsical energy. I feel like even though you are pretty serious and you are pretty, I feel like for the most part, pile 2, you guys are pretty type A. But I feel like even though you have those tendencies and like you know how to be responsible and be serious when it matters, I feel like you are also very whimsical. Like, and you're very fun, you're very playful, you like to have a good time, you can be very creative, you could be somebody who's like considers themselves to be like a lover girl or a lover guy. Like, you're somebody who enjoys connection and relationships and romance and having fun. But again, there's this energy of like you knowing what actually needs to be prioritized. You're very self-aware of like what you value. Sometimes people end up fumbling because they don't realize what they value in life until after they've already missed their opportunity for it, or until after they've already squandered opportunities. Whereas you're not like that. I feel like you are very aware. Maybe you've been through that phase before in your past, but I feel like present day, you know what you value. And so that's why it's very easy for you to like manage your time and like still have fun and do other things, because you know what's important to you. And I feel like you literally like prioritize and block out your time and energy according to in order of like what's important. So yeah, people feel like you also make things look easy. Like, people might feel like you're very hardworking, but it doesn't look like you work that much. Or like, you seem to just be always busy and doing a lot, but at the same time, you always look refreshed. Like, you never look tired. Maybe you always put yourself together. Like, people could be talking about how you always look put together, you always look well rested, even though you probably really are not, or you're probably really busy and you always are working, but somehow you just still look good. Like, you still look put together, you look like you're vibrant, you look like you're having the time of your life, or you're enjoying your life. Even in situations where you are in lack, I just feel like you always have had this like this perspective of like trying to find the silver lining and trying to remain positive, and people compliment that too. People feel like when they're going through hard times and they talk to you about it, you're going to empathize with them and show them compassion while still trying to get them to focus on the bigger picture, or focus on the more positive aspects of their life, and to still be grateful for something. Okay, people feel like you're a very grateful person. You express gratitude, okay, for people and for the things that you have. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to some oracle cards. I'm also getting to know that people feel like you deserve what you have. Like, sometimes people feel like you know, like let's say like somebody's a nepo baby and they are able to have certain opportunities or money from their parents or their family or whatever, and people can sometimes be like annoyed by that because they feel like it's not fair that some people have to work really hard whereas other people just get into things. With you, I feel like people feel like you deserve everything that you have because they know that you work for it. They know that and this is not to sit here and discuss whether that's right or wrong. I'm just saying what it is. Like, people respect the fact that you have had to work for what you have and that you have had to build that up over time. They respect it. That's just the truth, okay? So let's see. And they respect how much you change your life, especially for those of you, like this post right here, it looks like a graduation post. So especially those of you who have graduated from like higher education, you guys have degrees, people respect that, and people think that people compliment you on your education, especially like I said, if you come from a low income background, or a background where like you might have had to pay for your college out of pocket, or you have to really bust your butt to get scholarships in order to go to school, or like it was really hard for you, had to work multiple jobs while you were in school, like that type of vibe. People really respect that about you. They respect your hustle and your work ethic and your resourcefulness, and the fact that you don't really use anything as an excuse as to why you can't have what you want in this life, basically. Here we have dice with chance. Yeah, people feel like you definitely are willing to bet on yourself and take chances, and I think that's really inspiring. They find you to be very like a natural leader, okay? Let's see. Oh, okay. We have feather with messages, and then we have yield with patience. Yeah, people feel like what you're getting complimented on behind your back is like really the patience that you have with yourself. Like, I feel like you're somebody who never gave up on yourself. Like, I feel like you have constantly been facing obstacles or constantly facing lack or being in survival mode for a long time. And I feel like despite that, you still never gave up on yourself. Like, a lot of people who are in your position would have just decided like, you know what, I'm gonna just go to work and pay my bills and that's it. And I'm not gonna stress myself out with trying to go to school or trying to move to another country or trying to travel or trying to start a business. I'm just gonna like just sit here and just take this and just be okay with just being this. But you are like, no. Yeah, it might be hard. Yeah, it might take a long time. But this is what I want. I want to do more. I want to become more. I want to stretch myself. I want to learn. I want to travel. I want to do this. I want to do that. And even if it takes a long time, you're doing it. You're doing it. You have done it. A lot of things that you have wanted to accomplish, you have. And a lot of things that maybe you haven't gotten to the finish point yet, you're definitely already on the track there, and you've taken chances on yourself. I also feel like with the feather and the messages, people are complimenting you on your faith. Like, you are somebody who comes across to be very faithful. You believe in yourself, you're confident in yourself, and you have this trust in the universe, whether you call it God, universe, spirit, like source. Like, you are somebody who has a lot of faith, and people are complimenting you on your faith, and they're recognizing how far your faith has gotten you and the fact that you have always believed in yourself. And I also feel like you've also believed in yourself despite people not believing in you. Like, a lot of times I feel like you, Pal2, could have experienced people in the beginning of your journey, people saying that you were unrealistic or that you were delusional or that like you can't have that or you can't do that, you can't be that. And, you know, they thought you were kind of crazy for like actually trying to do this. They thought it was going to be something where you tried it, got disappointed, and then failed and decided to be normal. But no, you might have tried it, failed, got disappointed, and then got back up again, and got back up again, and got back up again, and got back up again. And so, you know, even if you're not, like I said, even if you're not rich yet, even if you're not at the finish line yet, you are still farther than the people who told you that what you was doing was unrealistic, and you are actually doing the things. It might be taking some time, it might not be an overnight process, but you're definitely getting there, and the progress is shown. The progress is there. It's right there physically, materially, for everybody to see it. So, you know, people can't deny you anymore. People can't say like, oh yeah, Pal2 is just delusional, they don't know what they're doing. No, like, you know what you're doing. It might not make sense to them, but it makes sense to you, and that's very clear, and that's very obvious that, you know, you are somebody who was willing to bet on yourself. That's what people compliment you the most for, I feel like, is your ability to bet on yourself, to be patient with yourself, and to believe in yourself no matter how long it takes. You have this undying belief in yourself that is very clear and evident, especially for people who have known you for a long time and who have watched you build yourself up from lack. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pal2. If you made it to the end of Pal2, then comment faith, because people are really complimenting you on like the faith and the confidence that you have within yourself. All right, so go ahead and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also subscribe to the channel so that you can join the team and catch this vibe. Other than that, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Hey Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So today we're going to be looking into the compliments that you receive behind your back, all right? Let's go ahead and get straight into it. I'm going to be just doing tarot and oracle today, not channeling from an image today. Also, if you would like to book with me or find out more about me, you can find that information down below in the description box on my website. Other than that, let's just get straight into it, all right? So let's see, Spirit, what compliments does Pile 3 receive behind their back? What are the compliments that Pile 3 receives behind their back? What are the compliments that Pile 3 receives behind their back? Let's see. Excuse me. First, we have the Page of Wands. Let's see. Pages of Wands. We have the Seven of Swords. Let's see. If y'all hear any clinking, my roommate is in the kitchen. She's probably making breakfast, so excuse that. Boom, Queen of Wands. The Chariot. Let's see. And the Magician. Bottom of the deck energy. We have the Ace of Wands. I feel like the Ace of Wands has come out in every pile. Am I tripping? I had to go back and see, but I know for a fact it came out in the last one, and I think it came out in pile 1 too. So this might be a prominent energy for this reading, all right? But let's see. What are the compliments that pile 3 is receiving behind their back? One of the main things I'm picking up is that pile 3, people are complimenting your wisdom. People are complimenting your discernment and specifically your growth in that discernment. Like, people are, with the Page of Wands here, moving to the Seven of Swords and then like the Queen of Wands. I think that you are somebody who might naturally attract envy or jealousy, or people could take your kindness for weakness and try to manipulate you. Like, I just feel like just based on your energy, you could naturally attract people who want to take from you or take advantage of you or try to humble you or tear you down or whatever the case may be. And I feel like when you were younger or whenever these people first met you, you came across more naive. You came across as if you didn't really realize your worth, or you might have just saw yourself as just a person. Like, you didn't really, feel like, oh, I'm just all that and I need to be super protective of myself and people are out to get me, or you kind of had that energy of like, why would anybody be jealous of me? Or why would anybody want to go out of their way to humble me when I'm already humble type vibes? Like, you just weren't seeing yourself and the potency of your energy in the same ways that other people were seeing it. And so I think that you used to assume that nobody's jealous of you, nobody's envious of you, nobody's trying to bully you, nobody cares about, like, you probably just like were like, nobody cares about me, like, it's not that serious, I'm just a person, I'm just a chill guy, I'm just a chill girl, like, why would anybody do that? And like, you were kind of just like, I feel like you almost had this like disbelief that you would be the kind of person to experience those things. And so I feel like over time, you have realized this about yourself. You have realized exactly who you are, and the fact that you're not being crazy. People will definitely feel some way towards you. You definitely shift the energy when you walk into a room, and some people are inspired by it and some people appreciate it, whereas other people feel offended and they get intimidated and they want to react in a negative way. And I think that people are complimenting your improvement in your confidence. They're complimenting your improvement in knowing who you are and the impact that you hold, the effect that you have on people. Okay. I'm also getting the vibes that in your dating life as well, like, you could have experienced settling in the past. Like, you could have been the kind of person where maybe you have the aura of somebody who can really have their way when it comes to dating, but you might have in the past felt like, oh, I'm just a regular person, so I don't have all that many options. Let me just stick with this person who's not treating me right, or who's not making me feel that loved, because this is the best I can do. And it wasn't quite fully the reason why this is I'm trying to go into details is because it wasn't fully insecurity. It wasn't fully stemming from the fact that like, oh, you hated yourself or something. It was just the fact that you just didn't have like a grandiose ego. Like, some people just have like a really big ass ego and they might really not even be all that, but they just think that they're just the hottest shit on the planet. You are the kind of person who you actually are the hottest shit on the planet, but you so humble, you're so kind naturally, you're so just not the type to like have a big ego, that it's not that you were necessarily insecure, but you were coming across insecure because people are looking at you like you just the hot shit. and then they realized that you were actually very easy to be friends with, or easy to get along with, or you didn't require much, or you settled when they didn't expect you to, like, and it was this vibe of like people thinking that they could get over on you because you just didn't feel like you deserved queen treatment, or you didn't feel like you deserved king treatment. You didn't feel like it was that serious, but you are realizing that it is that serious. You're realizing your impact, again, your power. Okay, you might have been the type of person to be in a relationship with somebody for way longer. That relationship was way supposed to end, but you kept holding on to it because you felt like, oh, I'm not better than this person. They just have their issues, or we're just not compatible right now. So you would keep trying to work on it and work on it. And you also did have this subconscious belief that, well, since I don't have this grandiose ego and I just see myself as a regular person, you know, I'm not sitting here believing that I got just hella options. But after ending that, you probably did come to realize, wait, I actually do have a lot of options. There are people who want to treat me very well as opposed to the way I was getting treated before. And especially once you realize that and you own it and you stand in it and you require it, you might have also thought in the past that if you were to have a bigger ego, that it will make you repel people, but you actually realize people actually like you more when you're confident like this, because they expect you to act like that anyways. Like, you get what I'm saying? So people are complimenting you on your increase in confidence, your increase in the ability to stand in your power and to own your power and to own who you are. People like that about you. People don't like you when you're in this like humble, insecure energy. That's not for you. People want you to be like a little bossy. They want you to have an ego. Like, they like it. A lot of people, they like when you have ego because it inspires them to be confident in themselves. And also people like it because you're the kind of person where people could also compliment you on your looks a lot. People could see you as a trophy. People could see you as somebody who's very physically attractive. And so when you're physically attractive, but you're like insecure, then the people who are confident in themselves, who want to boost their ego by being able to be in proximity to you, it's not gonna hit the same, because they're like, well, that was easy. They were insecure. They didn't even see their worth. So like, I wanted a challenge. I wanted somebody who was a little harder to get, or, you know, somebody who required a lot, because that was going to show how much I have to offer. But they were so insecure that it wasn't even fun because they just made it too easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are complimenting you on how you've improved in your confidence, and it makes them want you more. Honestly, it makes them crave you more. I'm also getting that people are complimenting you on your ability to change and grow and to manifest the things that you want in life. People might have also notice this within your manifestations, that maybe you used to be afraid to ask for more. Maybe you used to settle when it came to your finances or like business opportunities, because you were like, well, you know, who am I to be charging for my art, or who am I to charge this much in my business? Who am I to charge for my services? Or who am I to ask for a raise or for higher pay? Or who am I to think that I can go back to school and do this and do that? Or who am I to think that I can travel? You just kind of had accepted this like humble position in life. I feel like this could have had to do with your parents, like your upbringing. You guys could have had a you don't have to, but you could have had like a religious upbringing that kind of preached like humbleness to you and taught you that humbleness was like making you a good person, when in reality it was just like preventing you from getting the opportunities that you deserved, right? And it was just putting you into the hands of people who wanted to take advantage of your kindness. But I feel like you bossed up. You bossed up. People are complimenting you on how you bossed up. Amongst interpersonal relationships and friendships and connections, but also when it comes to your money, you having this you gaining a bigger ego and gaining this confidence. It has also allowed you to pour yourself and your energy into new opportunities that you may not have felt worthy of before. So what I'm saying is, like, in the past, it felt like you were dealing with imposter syndrome. It felt like when you were expressing confidence, you kind of felt like it was wrong on some kind of level, and so you held back. But you have learned that you have every right to be confident in yourself, and, you know, if somebody's calling you arrogant or conceited, fuck them. Fuck them. Sirens for confirmation. I hope they don't last too long, though, because I don't feel like talking over them or talking too much louder. But yeah, people feel like you get what you want because you're no longer afraid to go after it. You're no longer afraid to say what you require. You're no longer afraid to ask for your worth. You're no longer afraid to charge your worth. And people are seeing this improve your life, and they're proud of you. Some people are proud of you. Like, the people who love you are proud of you. The people who were seeking to take advantage of you, they're not proud. They're kind of annoyed that you have realized this, but at the same time, they respect it. They respect it, because I feel like these people kind of knew that you were always going to eventually get to this point. They were just hoping that they could probably trap you or lock you down while you were still humble, before you realize that you're not gaining anything from being humble. And I feel like that's what it is too. Like, you might have realized that you just weren't gaining anything from being humble. You're not gaining anything from taking a lower pay because somebody else has a lower pay and you want to be equal. or you're not gaining anything from, you know, saying that, oh, you don't want somebody who actually cares about you, or you don't want somebody who spends money on you because you don't want to be perceived as a gold digger. You don't, who gives a fuck? You're not gaining anything from denying yourself of what it is you actually want. You're not gaining anything from being humble and not owning and standing in your power and knowing your worth and your value. You're only literally serving yourself up on a platter to people who want to exploit you and take advantage of you. You get what I'm saying? So you also have realized, people are realizing, people are complimenting you on your maturity and your wisdom, your discernment, and the fact that you being confident in yourself is protection. It's not something superficial. You know what I'm saying? So people, I feel like, are complimenting you on your overall growth and maturity. I also feel like people could be complimenting you on how you have used your resources in order to really change your life, or like change your trajectory. People compliment you on the choices that you make. People feel like you make good choices. People feel like you have a good sense of discernment, and you also have a good sense of judgment and character as well. I'm getting the vibes here with the Seven of Swords. You have, since you were kind of more naive or more humble at a point in time, you have been manipulated a lot. You have been taken advantage of a lot. You've been bullied a lot, and you've seen it all. And so now it's very easy for you to spot an energy vampire. It's very easy for you to spot a narcissist. It's very easy for you to spot somebody who's trying to take advantage of you. And because of that, you don't really go for the same shit anymore, and people are complimenting you. These are specifically, I'm saying, like your friends and your family, people who care about you. They're complimenting you on your heightened sense of wisdom. They're complimenting you on the fact that you don't fall for the same tricks anymore, that you don't go for the same shit anymore. They're complimenting you on your growth, your wisdom specifically, okay? Let's get some oracle cards. Lately, when I've been doing the group 3 readings, they've been kind of more clear than the other piles, so they've been kind of shorter. But just know that's the only reason why sometimes you guys' readings are a little bit short, because your energy, like the energy of pile 3 lately, has been very clear. It's very easy to read, so I would be just repeating myself if I tried to make the video longer, okay? And I don't want to bore you, so that's why, yeah, you might notice that if you choose pile 3, that sometimes the piles are just a little bit shorter. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. Choose some oracle cards. If you're enjoying the video so far, definitely go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you can join the team and catch this vibe. All right, let's see. Also, yeah, my birthday is coming up. My birthday is October 17th. I'm recording this on October 10th, which is a Friday. My birthday is next Friday. So boom, we have clouds with distractions. Let's see. What are the compliments that pile 3 receives behind their back? We have feather with messages. We have lotus flower with enlightenment. And I want to do one more. I said one. One, not 4. We have heart with love. Yes. People are complimenting you on how much you love yourself. They really are. Like, I feel like you've learned to love yourself a lot. And again, I don't get the vibe that you were just like super insecure necessarily. It's just more so this thing of like, I feel like you were really taught that it was like not righteous to really like yourself or to love yourself or to be confident in yourself. I feel like you were told that it was vain to care about your appearance, or it was vain to believe, or it was vain to want to be paid more or to want to be treated a certain way by your romantic partner. And then, yes, on the bottom of the deck, we have medical staff with healing. People are complimenting you on your healing. People are complimenting you on how much more confident you've become, how much more self-assured you become, how you are more discerning now. It's easy for you to cut people off and to get rid of people like who are just distractions in your life. It's easy for you to focus. And I also feel like people are complimenting you on your spiritual awareness as well. You could have been somebody who, like I said, like you could have come from like a very strict religious background, and maybe you have unlearned there's another word that I'm specifically was trying to say. I don't know, you kind of have just like deprogrammed yourself or decentered religion in your life, and maybe you have a more spiritual take on life these days, clearly, if you're watching a tarot reading. And yeah, people are complimenting you on like how you have just gotten yourself out of certain boxes that were meant to hold you back or meant to keep you like mentally trapped. into being less than who you really were. Okay, you also, I'm getting the vibes that this, take it how it resonates, this doesn't have to be for you, but some of you guys, I feel like, come from dysfunctional or toxic families as well, and people are complimenting your ability to have gotten away from your family in order to not have fallen into the same statistics or generational curses or generational trauma. Like, you could have been the person to overcome those things and to like set a new precedent in your family, and people are complimenting you on that. Okay. You also, I'm getting, could have psychic abilities as well, and you could, part of your discernment could also be your intuition, and maybe you can pick up on, again, you've experienced so much, like, people with negative intentions. I feel like at this point you can just pick up on it through people's energy. Like, they don't even have to really say anything or do anything for you to just be able to tell, like, you're weird, you have negative intentions, you know what I'm saying? People are complimenting you on that, but they're complimenting you on your intuition. I also am getting the vibe that if you're creative, people are complimenting you on your art as well. People could be definitely complimenting you on like your art and your spirituality and the way that you've healed, the way that you love yourself now, the way that you look, the way that you show up. You're just a lot more confident. It's literally going from a page to a queen. Okay? People are really complimenting you on your growth and your maturity and your wisdom. They feel like you're growing into like a very great, well-rounded person who is bound to be successful in life. Okay? So that's what I have for you, pile 3. If you are from pile 3, comment maturity. Comment maturity, because people are complimenting you on your maturity and your growth, all right? So that's what I have for you, pile 3. Go ahead and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel so that you can join the team and catch this vibe. Other than that, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.